It's really sad that I'm making this video about Microsoft, Xbox, when we went to go get our Series X. We camped out at GameStop. We pre-ordered these consoles. There was this feeling of joy of the next gen. And Xbox, for some reason, the hype was there. I felt like it had the true potential to being a really good generation of gaming. I recently bought the Xbox One X, the Gears of War edition. I traded in my previous Xbox for that one and really enjoyed it. There was something about the Xbox One X, in my opinion, that was still a really good investment. The games were really good. It played really well. And it was just one of those things where, in my opinion, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great experience. I remember playing even Modern Warfare 2019 on the Xbox One X. Not the Series X, but the One X. And I really thought, like, wow, the One X is I enjoy it. I like the Dolby Atmos sound. I just had a great time playing it. And a lot of the games just looked and played better. Matter of fact, sometimes the last generation of gaming, in my opinion, just seemed to look and play better than this generation. Hear me out, guys. So, then they advertise a Series X, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get it, because I know it's going to be its powerful ecosystem of Xbox. I was really hyped up for it. I remember the day I got my Series X. For some reason, it was 2 days before the PlayStation 5 at GameStop. I was actually really hyped to have that machine 2 days before at home to plug it in and play. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. Modern Warfare 2019, I will never forget. See, this is where Xbox deserves the praise. This is the time where they deserve the good respect, because I played Modern Warfare 2019 on the Xbox, and it won me over the PlayStation version. One of the reasons why I ended up just continuing on with the PlayStation version is simply because it's easier platform to stream on. If I have a really good computer, I could set up all this stuff for you all. But the point that I'm trying to make is, I just feel as though I just feel as though all these hopes and dreams that we were expecting, every single hype trailer with the whole Unreal Engine 5, with the whole Tomb Raider and how that all looked, and we're like, wow, our machines are going to be able to do that. And then we get these machines and it's not even close. And it's such a... It's so disgusting that they have the audacity. They know that when we play video games, there's this sense of activation inside of us where we feel young again playing. And they had the audacity to tamper with that sacred part of our lives, that realm where inside of us is like one of the most joyous times of our lives at times, And then they had to lie to us just to get our money. And let's go back to it. So I remember getting the Series X. And when I was playing the Warzone, Modern Warfare 2019, the very first Warzone, it was a blast. I mean, on the Series X, I could see enemy from meters and hundreds of meters away. I love to use the ride tech with the explosive rounds. I love to just scope out the area and see someone and just take them out. And that was awesome on the Series X. I couldn't find, at 60 frames, it was awesome, because I could not find anyone or any part of the objects on the screen to be pixelated, like non-pixelated or something like that, where it's all blurry. Everything was crystal clear. So I was just like, wow, this machine. And then I started dreading that the PlayStation 5 didn't have the same features. I felt, wow, the PlayStation 5 doesn't seem like it's got the same power as the Xbox. So then I started saying to myself, this might be Xbox's generation. And then after all that, a couple games came out for both consoles. It was fun to just play on both consoles. But the hype was real when the studios were starting to be bought out, when all this stuff was going down, even playing the games. Cold War, when it first came out, it had a really good sense of feeling. We were playing it, we were enjoying it on both machines. It didn't hit me yet that every single Call of Duty game that I was playing even Battlefield, Firestorm, and just the visuals. This was even before the next-gen consoles, but the visuals were jaw-dropping. Then they started talking about how these consoles are making all your old games play better, more frame rates, just look better. And I was like, wow, this is awesome, But then, when the next-gen games started coming out, one after the other, from Sony to Microsoft, it just seemed like Sony had a slight edge. And I'm not even going to say that they had a much more bigger advantage. I'm going to say they had a slighter edge because Microsoft, the Xbox is more than capable of running and making these games look really, really good, So I don't want to hear it when it comes down to the whole concept of, how do I say it? The whole concept of how, Xbox is just a garbage machine. It's not. The Xbox can actually make games look and play really good. The problem is the management. The people that are in charge of these gaming studios don't have a clue. There's too much money flying over their heads every day. They don't see the retrospect of what it takes to keep a fan base happy and to build a family of real gamers that truly appreciate what you put into the game system. We're tired of seeing the stupid ass smiles on TV and on YouTube about how, oh, this is gonna be great, that's gonna be great. We don't care about that. I did pre-order the ROG Ally X, and the reason why is because I wanted to see what the hype is all about. I already told you guys, I'm gonna test it out. If it's not something that I had envisioned in mind, if the Gamepass seems to be too much of a price, my wife already said keep it for $30. She says that's nothing. So I said okay. So right now we're keeping it for now, and then we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna switch it up to, depending on if it's worth the $30, depending on if it's worth keeping the ROG Ally X, because I still have a PlayStation Portal, and I powered on the PlayStation Portal the other day just to play Callisto Protocol, and it's looking and running so much better now with the new modem, with all the updates, and I love the Portal screen. The Portal screen, in my opinion, 8 inches is perfect for gaming. Now, I know the ROG Ally X is going to be this powerful beast in a 7-inch screen, and even the whole screen is not going to be displayed because there's going to be the black bars. So is it really 7 inches or is it like 6.8? You know what I mean? So like right now, I'm thinking about all this stuff. It's right around the corner, and I'm just so shocked at all the potential that Microsoft could have brought into the Xbox ecosystem, the fans, the community, the studios, the developing studios, when they're making games and we're anticipating what this Series X can do, and then they close out the studios. This is all because they did not know how to manage these billions of dollars. And now Microsoft is looking at the Xbox division, and basically they are they're just horrified at the money that they lost. They're trying to get all that money back by charging us. That's what all this stuff is all about. It's about charging us. And I think that's an issue, because now it's not our fault that all these promises were made and nothing was kept. Nothing was kept, because I've already said in my last video that Microsoft, Xbox's company, they'll make 100 promises and they won't even be able to keep one. Maybe they'll keep one. I don't know. The point that I'm trying to make is I still enjoy my Series X. I can power on my Series X. The controller is comfortable. I don't understand why they would allow, they have so much money. Why don't they hire people that have been experienced in this business to actually run the gaming department? Why is this always like a smile and well, we have all this money in the world, so we're powerful? You guys are depending on us to pay your bills. How pathetic are you? You know, you gotta put that into perspective. And from that moment on, when all these games started coming out, I don't even remember the names anymore. That's how distasteful I am with the whole 30 FPS generation. Whoa, this game's going to be 30 FPS, this game. And then we had to wait like 6 months to a year to get the patch for the 60 FPS. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And there's a lot of games that they closed down. And then they had the audacity to mess with the Evil Within studio. As if that wasn't enough. You know, they make a great game. You know, Hi-Fi Rush, everyone's really having a great time with the game, and then they just decide to close it. They talk about how good it was, how great of a profit, and everybody enjoyed it. They made a decent amount of money, but they shut it down. They shut it down. I think they're just the wrong people with the most controls when it comes to these decisions that they make. The wrong people. I when I buy the Xbox brand, I don't buy it because these people have a promising future. I buy it because I do see potential in the box that they make. But when it comes to them, they don't even have a clue what the hell gaming really is meant for. Okay, because now they're saying gaming is everything. Xbox is everything. Now you don't even need an Xbox, because that is the new rhetoric. The moment they fail with their hardware, and this is their decision making. What they should have done, honestly, they shouldn't have been so greedy to take all these studios. The worst thing they did was when they bought the Activision studios, they relied on this Gamepass to roll over all the money that they could have made from people purchasing the game. So of course people on Xbox can be like, shit, I don't even need to buy this game. I just pay a month and I have the game and I can play it, and then next year it's the same shit over and over again, and the price ain't gonna change. They already said that they're not gonna raise up the prices. Well, now they're literally tapping into our personal lives because they a $1 trillion company. But you know, I'm not gonna blame Microsoft, because Microsoft is looking at Xbox like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, you said there was going to be so many gains. I bet you Phil Spencer was talking to Satya, or whatever his name is, and he was basically saying, no, this plan's going to work. Watch, we're going to make so much money. And Satya actually probably looked at him and said, you know, it sounds like a great idea. Yeah, let's make this investment. You know, and look at how everybody, when everything's falling apart, everyone's like hiding in the woodwork. They always have the women come out to talk about the damage and smile as if the damage is a success. Now we have to pay for it. We heard your feedback. Now because you're bothering us too much, we're going to raise the price, so then you can just shut up, stay with us, or leave, because we have our own problems that we can't handle in our studios. That's the reality. There's so many games that, you know, it really pissed me off. And then as I have this Series X console, this is what this whole video is about. I really started doubting. I remember when the Halo Infinite came out, and I was just like, it's good. I liked it. It was good, but something was missing. I felt like all that time they were hyping it up. It's supposed to be this like revolutionary Halo, like, because we're thinking about this Unreal Engine 5 clone in both of our consoles. Like, we're thinking that these games are gonna look and feel like the Unreal Engine 5, and it underperformed. It made us feel like we got these weak ass versions of this new tech, and then these games start releasing. Okay, now we're going to fast forward to Borderlands 4. Now, some people say that Borderlands 4 is running pretty well on the Xbox, but on the PlayStation, it's running okay, but then there's times where the frames go down, there's times where just something just doesn't seem right. This Unreal Engine 5, first of all, I do believe the Unreal Engine 5 is a capable engine, but I don't believe the consoles that we're trying to run it on have the capabilities that the Unreal Engine 5 demos that they showed, it doesn't have that same capability. That's got to be NVIDIA, like the highest top graphic cards. But even that cannot run the game. And that's the sad truth. We're living in a day and age where we're expecting something that's more better to run better on a not so better platform, which is our consoles or a PC. It's like we don't even have the technology. That was just a little teaser so we could buy into this shit. That's what that was. That was a teaser to buy into this shit. That's all that was. That was not like, your games and everything's gonna look and play the same. It's gonna run play. None of that happened. We were just like, what is this shit? You know? And now finally some games are starting to come out. Some things are starting to look good, but it just feels too late. It feels like we have 2 more years before the new consoles roll out. So PlayStation's got a PlayStation 6. They've already said that the new Xbox is going to be most powerful console. I guess that's their marketing strategy. Am I going to get it? Probably yes, I'm going to get it because I just feel like I still want it. But who knows? Who knows? They might even cancel that last minute. So like this handheld, all these thoughts are going through my head. Like, am I making a good investment by purchasing the ROG Ally X? Am I making a good investment by just going with the $30 tier for the Gamepass? Give me your comments, because my wife already says that she would rather have me keep it so I could just play the handheld. But I just have this funny feeling that I'm going to end up bringing back the handheld, and I'm going to just bring down the Game Pass to the essential. So I just have the bare minimum with the internet. So tell me what you think about this video. I really just feel like there needs to be a new line of people that starts running the Xbox gaming division. And it's not going to happen because they're not going to let the same mistake happen. These people do not have enough experience to really make this work. So Stealth Dragon for life. Hit the like button, comment, share. Everything that I said yesterday, same thing today. All right, guys, I'll talk to you in the next video.